Hey there guys, what's going on? So 2014 is marching on into the very interesting musical portion of the year now, and despite the unpredictable temperatures and overall misery to be found out there out of doors, within we have a lot of excitement brewing up around here. So naturally, I am here once again as your flop sweat-filled host to distribute all of the good news that's fit to speak of. Again, in the review sense of the word. And today we're going to talk about a band that's hot off the presses with a brand new full-length release, which is their first since 2010. Long overdue, you might be inclined to say. But here they are again, kicking off August in fine form, and as only the second video I've ever done about their music, it represents a fine new corner amongst all of my latest niches into this beautiful, crazy world of musical talents. Personally, I couldn't think of a better target to focus my energies on. Today we have the band Spoon, not to be confused with the eating utensil I happen to enjoy equally as much, with their new release, They Want My Soul. For a group that hasn't released any new material in 4 years, the risk always comes in that they might not be as sharp or the material might fall short of past expectations. Add in less than stellar reviews for 2010's Transference, and those fears get a little more pronounced. But rather than speculate, let's get right into the review, shall we? These are my thoughts on Spoon and their brand new record, They Want My Soul. Spoon is a band that first made their way to my radar off and on through the years, throughout one-off little singles or soundtrack contributions that managed to catch my ear, but never really inspired me to go deeper despite the initial hook. Thus, They Want My Soul is my first cover-to-cover reading of what these guys are all about, and immediately I not only find myself attracted by that same knack for catchy melody, but in how easily wide open this whole record is from its debut notes to its closing riff. Songs flow easily in and out of each other in a way that could almost be deemed conceptual, from snappy little rockers like the insanely fun Do You and Rent I Pay to the drowsy hum of Inside Out and Knock Knock Knock's rasping cadences. Moods continually shift in a way that seemed to struggle between a dream and a sort of chaotic nightmare, but nothing ever gets too layered to the point of feeling inaccessible or overly complex. For instance, Outlier strays more heavily into the dense side of the band's pop-inspired nature, but it's a brilliant take and retains the well-balanced attack that has a habit of not letting up on They Want My Soul. I mean, there really hasn't been a moment with this record where I felt like certain tracks were weighed down by just being flat-out ordinary or not as memorable as their fellow counterparts. Instead, I feel like there are hatfuls of memorable instances to carry the tone all the way through. From great guitar parts, driving rhythms, organ fills, spacey Far East inklings, and what seems like a grounded sense of keeping things straight out and to the point, with a bunch of fresh ears returning to some of what works best for this band. Right down to the swampy blues of I Just Don't Understand, hooking directly into the stand-up and clap-along stomp of Let Me Be Mine, which sounds like classic Spoon all over it, honestly. The band is clearly energized and firing on all cylinders following their period of hiatus. Collaboratively speaking, they are clearly in sync, but as lead man and head songwriter, room has to be left for Britt Daniels' excellence in a band that he's put his creativity into for over 20 years now. Soul has Daniel as both the gravel-gruff rocker and the falsettoed songwriter, emotionally plying in one moment and brusquely swaggering in the next. He's come a long way since Spoon's more single-minded, Pixies-influenced origins, and despite some bumps in the road, it seems like the group has only gotten stronger with the passage of time. And with this newest iteration, it feels like the band has not only made a return to their signature brand of catchy, pop-nodding alt-rock that granted them success in the first place, but they've also done it with consistency. They Want My Soul doesn't simply rely on the strength of a set of singles or just the first side of a record being good and being back-ended with straight-up filler. Rather, it's a complete experience well wrought by another veteran band that's managed to do well treading water in both high and low tide. But my favorites from this one are, well, pretty much all of the aforementioned of all flavors here. Whether they be bluesy, raucous, or soft around the edges, there's a lot of scenery to take in here with Spoon and They Want My Soul. It averts any hiatus-related jinx or loss of cohesion after this 4-year span, and after getting to study their material a bit, it's welcome to see them return to the best parts of what makes their music so dynamic in the first place. In my mind, it's the type of record that will not only appeal to old fans, but welcome in new ones as well, and all in all, the years of anticipation were certainly well worth the wait. Not that I was really glued into that, but either way, the hype is real and the consistency is worth repeated listens. I give Spoon's They Want My Soul a 9 out of 10. But that's it, and that's all for me here, guys, with my coverage of the brand new Spoon album, They Want My Soul. Get excited, get mucho excited. There are plenty of awesome reasons to be totally pumped about this. Go out, go listen to it in any of its forms, whether it be great blue vinyl, whether it be digital on iTunes or wherever great music is sold. Hopefully where indie music stores sell it, and come back here for more great videos really, really soon.